What is that called when they crush it? What's that place? The car like smash place?
Yeah.
What's it called? I need to know
The
now.
car smash plays. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mewis Squared. I'm Sam Mewis.
And I'm Kristie Mewis. Welcome to the Muniverse. Sorry, I had to throw that in there because like now the beginning's just so short. I had to make it a bit longer.
Well, if you're just joining us here in the Muniverse for your very first time, we're so glad that you're here. Our goal with this show is to make you feel like you just hopped into a conversation between me and my sister. Maybe it'll even feel like a conversation between you and your sister. This podcast is brought to you by our good friends at Verizon, a proud supporter of the global game and the players who inspire us on and off the pitch. As an official sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026, Verizon is honored to help share the stories of the world's top players, including the incredible women who are changing the game at every level. Stay tuned for more on how Verizon can get you connected to the game we love. Okay, Kristie, so we're here in the Muniverse. I also just left you earlier this week. I obviously miss you already, and I miss Jagger, and I wanted to see if you guys miss me.
We definitely miss you. I feel like everything just got so much better when you were coming. Like Sam was like, "Oh, you have a little pep in your step today." And I was like, well, yeah, sis is coming.
That's my sister pep.
I know. And so it kind of like pepped me up a bit for sure, because January was just really, I know we like keep harping on January, but like I can't emphasize it enough how just like terrible of a month it is. And like I will continue to say it probably in like May, June, July, how terrible January is.
Well, I personally don't plan on speaking of January again for about 11 months.
Oh, how noble of you.
I plan on ignoring it and pretending it doesn't exist and like forgetting the doldrums that I was living in for 5 weeks. Like I plan to just like expel it from my vocabulary and mind.
Well, I just had to say it again because I think I'm taking the opposite approach, and I just think that January sucks. But yes, you coming was the best thing ever, and I think I still have a little pep in my step from it, if I'm being honest. We miss you so much. We miss your energy. We miss your planning. We miss your wanting to know everything that's going to happen right now. What are we doing next? What are we doing in an hour? What are we doing in 2 hours?
What are we doing for dinner? What are we doing for dinner tomorrow?
I feel like I have mellowed out a bit since.
Well, how could you not
Sam.
living with an Australian?
Yeah, who's just like fly by the seat of her pants, like it'll happen when it happens, we'll eat when we're hungry. That's just how she lives. So I've like learned to live like that now a little bit. Like I'm still a psycho slightly, but when Sam comes, like she still lives in that realm where
everything's urgent.
Everything is urgent. What's next? What are we eating? I'm going to get hangry. Are we working out today? Are we going to dinner? Are we making dinner? But she'll ask this before we've even eaten breakfast. So it was a little bit like that where you're still learning. You're still learning to kind of, I think, live in like the world of chill. We do miss you, yes, because
long story short, you're a psycho, Sam, but we miss you so much.
Yeah, but it was so good to have you, honestly. And like, I know it's like so hard sometimes just like you to leave the dogs, you to leave Pat, you to like, you know, take off time from work and stuff like that. So it just means so much to me when you come, and like I always tear up when you're leaving. Like it's so
Did you tear up this time?
I did, but like I swallowed it down because I wanted to be tough this time. I was just like, don't. We were both like crying after the wedding one. Like when we said goodbye at the airport, we both like were
literally. I know. I was like choking it back hard, like walking away with my suitcase behind Pat like this. And it's just like, all right, you're not like going off to war.
And Sam kept being like, "Are you okay?" Like we were like obviously getting in the Uber, and I was just like. And she like sometimes she doesn't know how to like react to like when I'm emotional, and she's just like, are you like, she doesn't like talk sometimes because she just like doesn't know what to say.
Yeah, it's like sorry you miss your grown-up sister.
Yeah, you leaving this time wasn't, for some reason it wasn't as bad, but I still was like sad. Like it's just always, you never want to like be away from each other. Like I wish that we just like lived in a compound and like had a bunch of dogs, and Jagger could just like run around and like have his own ball pit in the backyard. And
Literally, that's my dream, and like I'm building it in my mind.
sometimes have we already talked about how we like delusionally like look at compounds where like both of us could just like live in like
I've been like sending you guys like duplexes in like various areas across the world, and just like, look, we can live in half and you could live in half. And everybody's like, well, we don't live there. And I'm like, well, we could.
well, and that one that we were looking at, it was like absurdly
It
expensive
was
for like
literally
two
$2 million
homes.
per side. And I was like, wait, but it's like a duplex attached. Like it should be $2 million total.
But we were still like considering it. We were like, but wait, we could like live next to each other though. Like, let's just like spend double to be attached.
When like it should be like spend half to be attached. Like you're sharing like resources.
How like warm and cozy would that be if like we shared a wall, but like we had our own homes?
Kristie, I like you're like teasing me.
Oh my God.
Like that's my dream.
The
It's literally
coziness.
like I grew up in a bedroom with you for the first 16 years of my life, sharing a wall, and like resented you. And it's just like, what a waste. What a literal waste. Like I would trade that in for 16 years right now. And like when I like actually like you.
And I hate to say it because like mom and dad were right. Like every time we fought, they were like, "You're gonna regret this.
You'll never get this time
You'll
back.
never get this time back.
You girls
She's
should
your
be best
only
friends.
sister.
It should be you two against us.
She's your only sibling, your only sister. You're gonna regret this. Why are you being mean to her? You shouldn't be being mean to her."
Well, Mom, you were right.
You were right, Mom. You were right because we know you're going to be the first listener of this. You were right. She's going to love hearing that.
Well, yeah, anyways, we had the best time together in London, obviously. We got to do some really fun stuff, including, I wanted to shout this one out. So me and Kristie's like, basically like long-term mutual best friend, Steph McCaffrey. Kristie's, they went to BC together. Me and Steph grew up playing together. And now we're just all adult best friends. Steph lives in London and she just opened, and I've been talking about this like literally as if I'm getting paid to talk about it on the women's game. Like I talk about it left and right. The largest paddle facility in London. Padel is a racket sport similar to pickleball, but a little bit different. Steph just opened this big facility and me and Kristie and Steph got to go and play. And like, I got to see the facility for the first time and I was just like absolutely blown away. So proud of my friend Steph. And Kristie, I wanted to tell everybody about how when you and me were like, we couldn't be on the same team because we would like get weak with laughter when we would make a mistake and like proceed to pee our pants and fall on the ground, like laughing so hard.
Yeah, like we started out like not on the same team, but like me and you like subconsciously did that on purpose because like we knew that like if we were on the same team, we would ruin the experience for everybody because like we would do exactly what we did when we were on the same team. And that was collapse of laughter and like basically pee our pants like when no one else was laughing. Like everyone else was kind of like, what are you guys laughing at? Like what's so funny? But there was nothing funny that happened. We just like I saw it like I was trying to be so serious and I was like, we can do this. Like we can be on the same team. Like let's just do this. You like
Mewis squared.
You hit it across and then like took it upon yourself to like run up to the net, like because you're like taking tennis lessons. So you're like all of a sudden like really good at these sports now. So she like runs up to the net and then of course like the ball gets like played over to where she was supposed to be. So then I had to like
cross behind me.
Yeah, I had to like cross behind you and you like, was this the one where you like swung at it?
Kristie, I have 10 hilarious memories of this. Like, sure, yeah, could have been the one I whiffed. Like, the thing with paddle is that also, like, the back wall is in. So, like, the ball can bounce and then bounce off the back wall. But it's like, imagine judging a bounce, and then you turn your body and then swing the ball over the net. And so sometimes it would also like bounce off. There's like a part of the side wall it can bounce off. If it sounds confusing, it was a crazy thing to try to manipulate your body into like adjusting to. And so like both of us at different times would get like a weird corner bounce and just whiff by like 3 feet. Like I wasn't even within a foot of the ball when I swung as hard as I could to try to hit it over the net. And like You just feel like such a bad athlete.
Yes.
That you just like, I notoriously get weak when I laugh. Like, I can't hold my body upright. Like, and I was having flashbacks to like when you would like beat me up as a kid, but I would laugh. And like everybody was like, Sam, you're bigger than her. Like, just beat her up. And I was like, I physically have no strength in my body. And that's what was happening at Padel. Like, I just turn into gloop and I melt into the floor.
But like I mean, it happens to both. Like it's not funny to anyone else. Like no one else thinks what's happening is funny. But like once I see you
laughing.
You have this like once I see you laughing and I can see your body just like slowly drooping and like getting really like lazy, I absolutely just like lose it too. And then the same thing happens to me. And then we both like pee our pants.
We like stomp our feet a little bit and then we like kind of like collapse halfway to the ground. And then literally, yes, like we were both peeing our pants. I was like, we need to see a pelvic floor specialist. Like, this is so inappropriate. The only other thing that I like need you to reenact from Padel, and then we're going to move on to our like main topic of the day. Believe it or not, this is not our main topic of the day. I need you to reenact when I would mess up. And like make the face that I was making when I would like storm up to the net.
And you like had to like make eye contact with someone. Like you couldn't just like make the face like on your own. You were just like,
literally. It's like the thing with paddle sports like this is it's like, it's on you. Like it's on you all you have to do is get the ball over the net. It's really not that hard.
And not hit it really hard.
You just hit it either into the net or straight into the back wall, not even close to bouncing, which is not allowed. You can't hit it straight into the back wall. And it's just like, literally my job was so easy. And then it just makes you in your head, you're going, oh, I am worthless. Oh, I am a bad athlete. I am a loser. Right? Is that what everybody's self-talk sounds like?
But every time Sam messed up, she would like, you could just see like the wrath and like the rage come over her. And she would like stomp up to the net and like kick the ball into the net and like just do this face. Like
I had a literal temper tantrum every single time I made a mistake.
You know, when you get like so upset that you start sweating and you just like, you're just so mad, like literally so mad. I don't know why it is so infuriating because it's like supposed to be fun. But I also do this thing where like when I start like being really bad at something, I like quit. So there was one moment when Sam was like, yeah, like if I'm not good at something, I quit. Like no one's gonna see me sweat, even though I'm sweating with rage. But Sam one time yelled to me that like pissed me off so bad. She was like, Kristie, don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. And I was like, shut up.
What's so crazy is that like as soccer players, as kids, like we didn't have, like I feel like a normal kid would react that way. They would mess up and they'd be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not good at it. Like I quit. We didn't like have that. Like we had this like mature adult elite professional mentality when it came to soccer from the time I was like 5 years old. I was just like, this is my job and I understand what I need to do. And like, I will never quit or like display any signs of immaturity. And then it's just like, as soon as I'm playing like another game, I'm just like having a temper tantrum, collapsing with laughter, like the most immature, like borderline, like annoyingly immature. It's like, have you ever played a competitive game before in your life? And it's like, little do you know, it's basically all I ever did.
Oh my God. It was a riot. We had like the best time ever. And then you just like, it's one of those places where like you don't have to leave right away. Like there's like coffee, there's drinks, there's food. And it's just like kind of a nice place to chill. Like I could go there and spend all afternoon there. And
yeah, they have like couches.
It's so fun. Yeah. We had the best time.
I've done an ad for this facility like literally 6 or 7 times now across all of our podcasts here. And one more time, I did do an interview with Steph in January. I said January out loud. Oh my God, I'm horrified. I did do an interview with Steph earlier this year. If you want to go check that out, it's on our YouTube channel. She talks about Padel. She also talks about all the other stuff she's doing. So that is available if you're interested. Shout out to Racketeer. it's my favorite place in London, pretty much, besides the ball pit. Should we move on to our main topic of the day?
We can move on. Yes, we can.
Okay, so
I approve.
This is how I'm gonna do my like long-winded spiel of like how I've arrived at this being the topic of the day.
I love that. I love
it. So NWSL players, they're in the heat of preseason right now. Opening weekend is 4 weeks away. Very exciting. It feels very, very soon. So I was kind of thinking, okay, let's talk about what preseason is like. But then I was also like, well, Valentine's Day is this weekend. And then I was like, let's mesh the two. Let's take something very topical and something in the near distant future, and then let's blend them together for our episode of Mewis Squared. Where I've landed is, when I'm thinking about going into preseason as a professional athlete, entering into an all new season that comes with so much excitement, you're going to get back into a routine with your team, you're going to get to compete. But then I'm also like, there's this personal element to maybe traveling into your market, leaving your personal life behind. Like, I feel like a lot of players kind of have two home bases. This used to probably be more so the case, but you kind of have the place where maybe like your parents live or your partner lives. And then you have the place where you play. So what I want to talk about is long distance relationships as athletes. Like, I feel like preseason is the time where you're kind of like starting over in a new place. Like, you might have left behind your partner. You may be just like starting to encounter like, oh my God, we're going to be doing long distance again for a whole nother year. And I think where I want to start, obviously Kristie and I have both done this. And that's why I feel like we have so many stories to share about like the crazy things we've done to be in long distance relationships throughout our careers. How common, Kristie, do you think, like, are long distance relationships more common in sports than like in the normal population, do you think?
Yes, I think so 100%. Because just with women's sports in general, like, I feel like people switch teams a lot. Like, there's so much, like, I feel like at one point or another in sports, like, someone is somewhere and then they're together and then they're not together. Like, I just think I think it's probably so common. Like, I bet that everybody that you talk to in the NWSL has done a long distance relationship at one point or another.
Yeah. I mean, even I think a point I didn't even really make it is that like maybe players like start out on the same team or start out just living in the same city, but then the athlete or one of them gets traded or moves or switches teams. And then ultimately you're just like in this relationship you don't want to like leave behind. So you just kind of get like trapped into doing long distance, even though nobody ever really like planned for it. The other thing I was wondering was like, I was wondering if when I said long distance relationships, what does that evoke? Like, do you get a sense of like dread about it? Or do you think that there's more to it than just being like this awful hard thing?
I mean, I just remember like when I was doing long distance with Sam, like how frustrated, like, I feel like when you say that to me, like long distance relationship, I think of the like immediate like frustration. And it was like kind of torture. Honestly, that's like when you're in it like that, that's how it feels. And like, yes, you can think about like the moments that you're together and how good it is and like that there will be an end someday. But like when you're in it and like all you want to do is like sit on the couch with your partner and like watch a stupid show after training, like you can't have that. And it's like the most frustrating thing ever. I just remember like how miserable I felt that I like couldn't be with the person that I wanted to be with so badly.
You feel like desperate. You feel like, and this is, desperate is the word that's like kind of the core word of some of the stories we have about this. Like, you do desperate things to see them.
Yes.
And I think, well, one, before we get into our own stories, I do need to shout out the absolute goats of long distance. Do you know who I'm going to say?
Lynn and Marley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally proof that love exists. Like, they did long distance Australia to North Carolina through the whole pandemic and just like rocked it. And like, I was with Lynn every day and just like, it was just so brutal. I feel like entering into it again, like sometimes in my experience anyway, I would like go home for the off season, live with Pat, and then I would like leave. And like right as you're leaving, you just start to get this feeling of like dread that like in the week leading up to me leaving again, like me and Pat would start like getting in fights because we were both just like preparing ourselves for like the rip apart.
Yeah. And you're also just like, you're so like mad that you like have to take it out on someone. So it's like, why not just take it out on your loved one?
Well, let's go back to the beginning. I actually want to give like some of my experience like early on. So Pat and I started dating when we were both in college. I was at UCLA and he was at Providence College, and we had been friends in high school, and we just took it upon ourselves to be like, sure, let's just start dating right now. And we live across on different coasts. I think that something I always said about that I thought was good about me and Pat's relationship, obviously we had like this foundation of friendship, but then having to do distance at the beginning, I felt like built on that foundation of like good communication, because you like literally cannot get by in a long distance relationship that is literally just staring at that person on FaceTime. If you like are miscommunicating or like not communicating well, you like it won't work. So you have to like use your words. Like you can't do anything physical. You can't hold their hand. You can't like get some, you can't like change anything. All you can do is talk to them about it. And I actually think that in a way, like maybe the only pro of long distance is that it like forces you to communicate well.
Exactly. The same thing happened with me and Sam. Like we completely like started from long distance, and we like both thought about it for a while before we actually started dating, because we were like, is this something that we actually like want to get into? Like, is this because it's just it's not, you're not happy all the time, like being away from the person that you love and the person that you want to be with. So it's like, were we really going to jump into this right away? Which is similar to you at Pat. It's like, it's so funny that you guys like grew up together and were like literally a 10-minute drive away from each other. And now all of a sudden you guys are going to college and you decide to date.
I know, it's like you and me not being best friends for when we lived together at home. It's just like we had all this opportunity, and then we waited until we were so far apart. It's crazy.
It happened our whole lives.
I know. It's just a running theme. So I think one thing that you hear a lot is like, and like women's soccer is totally like its own thing, but I think long distance relationships tend to have like trust issues because you're dating this person, you're living in two different places. Who knows? They could be doing anything. You don't have that like physical touch base with them. You don't like sleep in the same bed. You don't like live in the same town. So it's kind of, there's this tendency, I think, for there to be like trust issues
and insecurity trust and insecurity, because it's just like, if anyone is like me, like I just like make stuff up in my head and believe it occasionally, and I feel like that's what insecurity is. So I feel like that just kind of naturally happens in a long distance relationship, because you just like, you're not with the person, and like you're mad that you're not with the person, and then all of your emotions like come into play, and then just like you overthink things. Like there's just so much that goes into it. But kind of like back to your point about the communication thing, like it is so, like you can even have like disagreements and fights even if you do have good communication. So imagine having bad communication in a long distance relationship. Like,
well, yeah, I just think it like wouldn't work.
yeah.
I just think it like really wouldn't work. I also think about even if you, as a professional athlete, even if you do live in the same city, you're still having to do long distance sometimes. Like I think about all these NWSL teams going away for preseason for like 3 or 4 weeks at a time. You go on road trips, even if it's just a weekend, maybe it's, extended out to a week. When you go away to national team camp, like as an athlete, you're always having to be like, well, I'm going to be gone a lot. Like I'm going to have all these trips. Travel is a part of my job. Like, and just kind of having to like manage that as part of the whole thing. Yes, communication is so important. Trust is so important. Like having security together is so important. But having a relationship as an athlete is unique because you just don't have the same like routine.
Well, yeah. I feel like people who like go to work during the week, like Monday through Friday, they're like, hey, like in 6 months, do you want to go to the Maldives for a week? With professional athletes, it's like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 6 months. Like I might get traded. I might be going into camp. I might,
I could be injured. I had to cancel a vacation with Pat because I hurt my knee.
Yeah.
And like,
oh my God, I remember that.
It was literally so traumatic. I know that's like such a first world problem, but like it was such a bummer because I was going to be on crutches walking around Italy.
I know, but like you look forward to those things. Like that's like what keeps you like sometimes like when I was playing and doing stuff like that, it like keeps you going. Like planned things keep you going and like something to look forward to. But yeah, it's like as a professional athlete, it's so hard to plan anything. So then you kind of just live day to day, week by
Yeah.
week. You can't live month by like you can't plan any I swear like you can only plan within a 2 week window. Like I'm even learning it now with Sam.
Literally anything could happen. If somebody rolls their ankle, your life looks different.
Yeah. It's wild. So like I can see how like it is we lived it. Like it's just like really frustrating and sometimes it's all over the place. Like kudos to Pat for, sticking it out for the long run.
Shout out to Pat.
Pat Johnson, man, like what a guy.
What a guy.
Tell me something funny about Pat since you got back.
I hate to drag him. I love him so much. But as you are well aware, I think I mentioned to you, Kristie, and this is gonna get its own laugh. My dog Finn had to get his teeth cleaned at the dentist, and 2 weeks ago I assigned the task to Pat because I had something else going on in the morning. So Pat was supposed to bring Finn to the dentist, basically. And this was the other morning. And so it was 2 minutes past the time Finn was supposed to get dropped off. And I FaceTimed Pat to just be like, how did it go? Everything goes smoothly. What time do you think we're going to pick him up? Pat's just sitting at the kitchen counter. And I go, oh, hey babe, Finn is supposed to be at the dentist. And he goes, oh, and he got up and had to he just forgot. But the guy's got it a lot on his mind. He is studying the law.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. But like, that's just like, it's so typical of you to just like, that's just like such a you and Pat story.
I know.
You call 2 minutes after to check and see how it was.
Yeah. And it wasn't yet. It was not done yet. So that was
Love the guy.
Love the guy. Great guy. Back to this. A couple things I want to do. I have a couple stories about, I remember earlier in the episode, we were like, the word to describe the feeling you have in a long distance relationship is desperate. Like you are desperate to see the person. I have a few of those moments. One time it was like probably 2015 or 2016. I was living in Buffalo, New York. Pat so it was 2015. Pat was still in college. So he was at Providence College. I got one day off. And the night, so like after training, let's say it was a Friday, I got Saturday off, but I had to be back at practice on Sunday. I drove 6 hours from Buffalo to Providence on Friday afternoon. I spent 20 hours with Pat Friday night. And then at Saturday at noon, I drove back to Buffalo and got back Saturday night to go to practice Sunday morning. Like, you're just literally so desperate to see them that you're just like, yeah, like what else would I do with my one day off except drive a total of 12 hours to see them for 12 hours?
But did it just like make your month? Like, yes. I feel like in those situations, sometimes like you're living this life where it's just like, it's intense, it's hectic, it's like physically hard, it's mentally hard. Like you needed that. Like you just needed that time.
And it's like, yeah, was it like physically the best decision to sit in a car for 12 hours? Obviously not. But like I emotionally, like I was desperate. Like I like needed to see him. And I think like thinking back to those days of like, being so far apart, I felt like there was like a cutoff of like it was like between 6 and 10 weeks. Like if you were going more than 6 weeks, it was hard. But if you were going more than 10 weeks, it was kind of like, we can't really like do this. Like we have to see each other. And I think something you've said to me too is like each time, like you always have to have something booked. Otherwise you just feel kind of lost in the abyss.
Yes. 6 weeks is like the cutoff. Like, there's like, let's call it like a gas tank. Stay with me on this. It's a gas tank.
Sure.
After you see your person, your gas tank is full.
It's just like a very direct analogy of just like filling up any sort of vessel.
Like, yeah, but I chose gas tank. So it's like you're full. Like you just spent $100 filling up your gas tank.
Every day you go without seeing them is like driving around. No gas. No gas stations.
No gas. The gas is getting smaller. You start to panic.
Half a tank.
You start to panic a bit. If you're a Mewis, you panic. If you're a Mewis and you're halfway, you start
thinking about when is the next time I'm going to be able to get some gas.
And then you just slowly it keeps creeping down. And then you finally get down to like the tiny little bit and you're like, how many more days can I go before crashing? No, not crashing.
Running out of gas.
Before running
If we're
out of
gonna
gas.
if we're gonna stick with the same analogy.
But it's like literally so true. Like it is a 6-week mark. If anyone feels differently, like please let me know. But I did this for 2.5 years. And once I hit 6 weeks, I lost my mind. Just the word frustration. Like I wanted to like, when you like growl out of anger and frustration, like that's what I would like.
Could you show me?
Like that. Kind of like you, like when you hit the ball into the net, it's just like
yes, I hear you. You have a desperate story too. Can you tell the story of how you flew to London for 24 hours?
Yes, I can definitely tell that story. So I felt like Sam was in the FA Cup final, and I felt like this was like just like a moment in our life that I like could not miss. Like I was just like, this is something that is like I never get to, and this was at the time when like I never went to her games. I never got to celebrate with her. Like I like wasn't part of her like football life because like I had my own football life.
Yeah.
So this was like a moment where I was just like, this is probably so stupid for like my soccer career, but like I need to go to this game. And I don't know the exact days that it was. I'm pretty sure that I feel like the FA Cup is usually on like a Saturday or a Sunday. So it was like I flew Friday night. So I flew overnight to London, didn't sleep because I was so excited that I was like being able to do this. And like that flight, you don't really sleep anyways. You know which flight it was and you'll know it very well. You take off at like 6 p.m. and then you like land in London.
At midnight your time?
Yeah, but it's 6 a.m. in London.
So you're like, I'm up.
And of course her game was at like noon. So like I couldn't take a nap. This traffic, whatever. I get to her apartment. I have not slept because it's like, it's midnight. Like, I was like a little tired, but like I don't sleep that well on planes, whatever. I get to her apartment and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to like wash my hair. I need to get ready. I need to look cute. Like I look exhausted. Like it was just, I was still so excited though, but I was exhausted. Like Sam's mom was there and stuff. I was like, okay, I'm going to get all put together. I had like I think I had 45 minutes to like drop my bags, shower, get dressed, look presentable. Sam has like been having this at the time, Sam has been having this issue with like her shower. And like she had this issue like the last time I saw her in London.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sure you can imagine the rage that came over me when the issue was still present at 7 a.m. when I'm trying to take a shower at her apartment.
When it feels like 1 a.m., you haven't slept yet, and you're just trying to like look cute to go watch your girlfriend play.
Yes. The water, I haven't even taken an ice bath that was that cold. And I had to wash my hair. I was like so determined to wash my hair. So I'm like calling Sam and she's like in the locker room, like getting ready
for the FA Cup final.
Yeah. And I'm like,
your water's cold.
I'm like, are you serious? I was like, you didn't take care of this. Like it's been 2 months.
Sam's like, can you go back to New York?
She's like, babe, I'm in the locker room. Like, can you just figure it out? But obviously, like, I just like in the back of my mind, I know that she didn't get it fixed. And like, that's what's like driving me to go crazy.
Well, how did she shower there?
Well, it only happened like occasionally. And of course, like the morning that I get there, it's so cold. You know, when you're like so cold in the ice bath and you're like, and you're like kind of like your body's panicking basically. I was like, I like tilted back and just did my head. And I was like, I washed my hair, but like I barely got the grease out. Tried to pull it together. Like I think I have like a picture from that day. Like I didn't look great. I didn't look my best, but my hair was washed, went to the game. She scored the game winner. Like I got to celebrate with her. Oh. I would do it all over again, but it was obviously like I didn't sleep for 2 days, but like that is a moment in time that I like felt like that was so important, and like so important, like for
in your
like our
relationship.
life and in our relationship, that like I will always remember that I was there that day.
Yeah.
And, you know, I flew back the next day. Like we went out that night and celebrated, obviously. And then I was on the flight the next morning.
Flew back
and
the
at training.
next day, and then had your own training. I know. Something that sticks out to me about that though is like, it's so hard to be apart, but when you get to make a big effort to be there for a big moment, like I did a similar thing. Like I, drove back to Providence for Pat's college graduation, and like it feels like when you do get the opportunity to be there for like the milestones, it's extra special because you're not together all the time, but you like made this big effort to like be there for something important. Even during like my World Cup in 2019, Pat had like a normal job and he like took vacation to come out for the group stage. But then like, this is like one of the struggles of being like a family member of somebody playing in a world tournament like that. You don't know if they're going to make it all the way. And like you're booking these really expensive flights and hotels. And like, we didn't have the kind of money to just like pay his way through France for a month without planning it ahead of time. So he had flown back. And then when we made the final, he was like, this is the biggest moment in her life. Like, I have to go back. And he just like last minute came back, was there for the final, and like having him in the stands for like that moment. Like, obviously you can't imagine a world where like I wouldn't have had him there in the stands, but it was like, again, this like extra effort and this extra like cost financially, taking time off work, personal like commitment to go and travel to Europe and be there for somebody, like doing something that's really important to them. And I think the distance is so hard, but the big moments like mean so much more because they require like so much effort and they're so like rare and special.
Yeah. And I will like say too, this kind of like goes into what you're saying, is that like with long distance relationships, like 99% of the time, like you're away from that person and you miss them and it's miserable. But like that 1% of the time, like those moments, like I will never forget.
And they're like magnified.
Yes. Like, because you never get to see that person. So like every time you see them, it's like
Technicolor.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I said Technicolor, like from the Hilary Duff song, like from the Lizzie McGuire movie. Technicolor.
What is that?
Isn't that so true though? It's like,
it's so true.
Vibrant and like like it's just like,
yes.
Technicolor. Gorgeous girls.
We have so many like core memories of us like just being together, and you're just like, you're on a high. Like you're just like, we're together. We're like like I would get a high, like we would go to like Miami on a vacation for like a couple of days, or other times like we'd be sitting on the couch watching TV, and like I still had that same high feeling for both of them because I was like, just like with her. It's
like all your emotions from the 6 weeks, 10 weeks you've spent apart come out during those days that you're together. So you'll like cry because you're just like so happy to be together. Like you've almost like pent up all these like feelings. And then when you see them, you're like, oh my God, I literally love you so much. Yeah. And you just like attack with love.
I have a story about crying. This was when I was with the national team and Sam was with the national team. So we were both at camp, obviously away from each other. But there was like one little segment of like 17 hours where we could potentially see each other before we both had to fly back to our teams after camp. I hadn't seen her in a very long time. It was like 4.5 months. I hadn't seen her in 4.5 months. And I was like going absolutely insane. And if I didn't see her in those 17 hours that we had, I wouldn't have seen her for another 2.5 months. So it would have been like, we somehow had to make it work that we like ran into each other. We plotted this idea where like we could fly through the same airport and just like fly out the next day.
Yeah.
So basically like from both of our camps, we flew into, I think it was like Amsterdam airport. I don't know. Somewhere in Europe, it was an airport that we could both meet at. And for some reason I like just didn't think that like it was going to be able to happen, something was going to go wrong. Like of course
Yeah.
like pessimistic me, like I'm just like, oh, like something's going to happen, the flights aren't going to line up, we only have this short amount of time together, we're not going to be in the same terminal, like whatever, just like loser reasons why, like I was just panicking.
You sound like
and yeah, that's like how it was. But it's just like it's so like I was like, I have to see her, like I was past the crazy point.
it's so, you're so desperate.
My car was broken down in the shop about to get crushed. Like no, who cared about gas? Like my car didn't even like exist anymore.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that was like another crazy analogy.
I forgot we were using a car analogy for a minute.
Yeah, like my gas tank was like just
Your car's totaled.
My car was totaled, exactly. And she like walks through. What is that called when they crush it? What's that place? The car like smash place?
Yeah.
What's it called? I need to know now.
The car smash place. The body shop, the junkyard. I don't know.
The junkyard. My car was at the junkyard. So I'm like already, I landed first in the Amsterdam airport. She's like on the other side of security. And for some reason, I like didn't think she was going to get like led into my customs area, because they'd be like, why are you coming into that customs area? Like I thought they were going to stop her. I'm starting to like hyperventilate a bit, and I'm like, am I going to cry, or like what's happening? Like I hadn't fully understood what was going on with my body yet. So I was kind of just like, my heart was beating really fast. And like, I was so excited to see her, but I was also so nervous that it wasn't going to work out. She finally like walks through the customs area, and I see her, and I still think it was like a little bit of like still inappropriate for me to cry that hard in front of her. Like we hadn't been together for that long, but I absolutely lost it on her shoulder, like lost it. I like couldn't believe that she was walking towards me, and I hadn't seen her in so long. And like, I was so nervous before, like my heart was just like beating out of my chest, and I sobbed on her shoulder. And she didn't care, but she was kind of looking at me like, are you okay?
What did I get myself into?
Yeah. So I know the story's long, but basically we had 17 hours before our next flight, and we got to spend those 17 hours in the airport together. We went to like friggin' McDonald's for dinner and like stayed in the Yotel, which is just like basically like a small square room where like you can't even fit your bags in there. Like it was just such an experience. And like we were like shopping like at the duty free, like there was just like nothing else to do.
You're like playing house in an airport.
Yeah, but it was just like it was like the best 17 hours ever. Like we were like you know, like the chairs that they have at airports that sometimes they're like lounge chairs when you have a long layover. Like we were like just going over to them and like sitting down. Like it was like our house. Like we just like we were just like in this small terminal in Amsterdam, and we just like had the most amazing 17 hours. But then like, of course, when you get like that little bit of time with someone, like you can't even imagine leaving them again. Yeah. And then I had to leave her again, and I didn't see her for another 2.5 months after that. So I got 17 hours in 6.5 months. But yeah, that's what it takes, man. You guys, that's what it takes.
And look, now, and they both worked out. We're both married. The last like bit here that I think is important is like the transition. So like we both eventually in these long distance relationships, like kind of made a decision. And mine actually came like after I was married. Like I got married in 2018. We still did distance like for a lot of 2019 because I was like living and playing in North Carolina, and Pat was like working in Boston. But then eventually, and I think it probably kind of started to feel like this during COVID, where we were together during COVID so much that then the idea of like doing distance again was kind of like, well, we can't do that. We just like were codependent for like a year. So I remember like when I got back from Man City in 2021, we like kind of made this decision eventually that like Pat would move to Kansas City with me when I like decided to like go to Kansas City. So like the next chapter after COVID, Pat was like, I want to come like be there with you, and like I'll get a job there, and like wherever you go from here, like I'm coming. And I think that was a transition moment for us of like, we are so committed in this relationship now that we're going to be together now. And like not everybody has those like options or that flexibility, but I think you had a similar moment of transition where you were like, I'm going to go play for West Ham. And like, yes, you say this in your own words, but like, how was that a transition out of long distance for you?
Basically the same as you. Like Sam and I were just like over doing the long distance. We had done it for so long. We were just like ready to make a step to be together. I want to say that like I made a little bit of like a sacrifice, but I guess like, yes, it was a bit of a sacrifice because I was leaving the NWSL. I was leaving comfort. Like I was leaving what I had been doing and where I had been for 10, 11 years and going to a new league, at like a kind of a transitional part of my career. So I feel like I did give a little bit of a sacrifice for our relationship, but also like it had been a dream of mine to play in the WSL, and I got to play for a London team. We got to live together. Like it was just the most amazing feeling finally making that decision and like feeling so good about it. I think that was probably like the best part about it, is that it felt like the right time, and it felt like everything that I was doing to make those steps to be with her was like the right decision. Like there was no hesitation in my mind that I was doing the wrong thing. I think, like you said earlier, like the foundation that we built over those 2.5 years of literally like seeing each other every now and then and only being able to talk and only being able to communicate has kind of shaped our relationship into what it is now. I do think a lot of times, like when you have a relationship and you're with the person, you can kind of rely on other things, like rather than just talking. Like you can rely on like the physical stuff. You can rely on like going out together. You can rely on being with friends together. Like there's so much stuff that like I think you can accidentally ignore when you're together. And when you're in a long distance relationship, you kind of can't really do that. So like as tough as it is, I still think that long distance relationships are valuable. And I think it's still kind of like how it shaped me and Sam's relationship into what it is now. Like we're married with a child, and I don't know if that would have happened if like we hadn't spent those miserable but like building years together over the phone, pretty much.
The other thing I always notice about you and Sam is like you're like so grateful to be together. Like when you're like you live together now. I'm not saying like you wake up every morning and you're like, thank you God for like giving me like this day with like my partner. But like you guys, like, not that that's a bad thing. Like people should do that. That's actually like really sweet and nice. But like you like value being together so much. Like you are grateful that you're together. And I think it's because you had to like fight through long distance to like kind of like get to this place where you have the opportunity to like live together and be together every day. Like not that you like earned it, but you had to like fight for it. And so now that you have it, you like appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I think that too. And like Sam still rushes home from training sometimes to just like get home. And I'm like, and I still am like, can you like come home now? Like, I think that we obviously, like when you're living together, you do like accidentally take advantage of things because you're like always together and you live together and stuff like that. But like, it's little things like that when I like know that she's hurrying home from training because she like misses me and Jagger. It's just like that we like realize how special it is that we get to live together now. So
yeah, that's really sweet. That's really, really sweet.
We're so cute.
You guys are like so cute.
We're so cute.
Okay, so the reason we talked about this partly is because it's Valentine's Day this weekend. Are you guys doing anything?
Well, I think I've asked Sam twice now. Like I'm slowly getting an answer from her, and like how this is, getting an answer from her. Like I asked her, I think maybe like a week ago. I was like, well, like Valentine's Day this month. Like, do you want to go out that night? Because we have to now like think about our night. We have to pick and choose the nights that we go out now because we have to get someone to watch Jagger.
Yeah.
So we kind of like have to plan ahead of time. But she's like, yeah, that sounds good. But then that's like all that comes of it. Yeah. So I think I need to like maybe I'll re-ask her today. She also has a game the next day. Yeah. So I feel like it's celebrating Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day is a bit like
yeah.
Do you actually do it on the day?
I actually love celebrating it on the day, but like I'm like notoriously like, even like on my birthday, I'm kind of like, I want to like just have a special dinner at home.
Yeah.
Like where we like cook that. Like what I want. So I'm kind of like, make me cheese pasta on Valentine's Day. like at home.
Ooh. Yeah, what is your plans?
know?
Is that what's happening? The cheese pasta?
We have some like plans during the day, just like out and about stuff. And then I think I'm probably just gonna ask for like some cheese pasta. I don't need flowers. I don't need chocolates. I just want a little cheese pasta.
Well, Sam, if you're listening, I don't want flowers.
Well, you guys can't have flowers because Helen eats them.
Yeah, I would love chocolates. Honestly, I'm not above chocolates. Like I want a big heart. I want a big heart box of chocolates. And I know she's going to roll her eyes when I say that, but like I want one.
Well, that's
So
nice.
we'll let you guys know if I get one. We'll see.
Okay. Well, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Happy
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. We just love everybody. It is time for our Verizon Gets You Closer segment. Kristie, we need to share our highs and lows of the week. Woo! I guess I'm gonna say my low. I've been walking the dogs in the snow, and like we don't walk through mud, but Chester's paws just like consider them like if he leaves the house, like he's getting into the mud. So I bring him. This is like something that's continually happening. I bring him back in, and then I can't like really control that dog. So like muddy footprints just all over the house, and so my low is crawling around on all fours, wiping them up with a damp paper towel.
I do that every single day of my life because Jagger just throws yogurt on the kitchen floor and then it dries there. I'm on my hands and knees every single morning wiping up yogurt and he's just laughing at me.
Okay, so a low in both the emotional sense and in the physical sense because we're literally on our hands and knees on the floor.
His new thing, I know, sorry, we're getting off topic, but his new thing is he holds stuff in his hand. Like I made him pancakes this morning and he looks at me and he holds it and he pretends like he's going to eat it and then he goes, and he throws it over the side. And I bend down and pick up the pancake and put it back on his plate. And he fake eats it. He goes and throws it.
That's my guy.
That little man, that little
little guy.
Yeah.
That little guy.
All right. Well, what's your high?
My high, we had some friends, our friends who were rolling through Vermont, which is like such a treat because people don't like often roll through Vermont. They stayed with us earlier this week for one night and I made them a roast chicken. I did it all by myself. It came out pretty good. I also made some roast potatoes and carrots. And I think my high is just like, it wasn't a perfect meal. And so my high is not that I made a perfect meal, but it was really nice to just be like, yeah, come on over. I'll cook us up a nice roast chicken and vegetable dinner. And like I did it and it was edible and I was proud. And it was like obviously so fun to have my friends just come through and stay with us for one night. We watched the Olympics together. They brought cookies. They got to see the dogs. Fun. And so it was just like a quick high with roast chicken involved. What was your high?
Well, let me do my low first because I like to end on a high, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I thought your low was wiping yogurt off the floor.
No. That's
just like a daily occurrence.
It's a daily like low, I guess.
That's a medium.
Yeah, that's
we should add that in. We should add in our high, low, and our medium.
Oh, okay. My low.
Okay.
My low, so like I feel like my low last week was like I had like a back ailment. This week I have like a hamstring ailment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think my hamstring ailment is like coming from my back. I just like went for a jog and then I think like the next day I did like RDLs. I'm not doing like my workouts now, like I'm not doing anything where I should be like hurting my hamstring. But like I guess I was like just doing some like lighthearted RDLs and like kind of tweaked my hamstring a bit. And like when I say tweak, like I have no idea like when it's good. That's the thing about like when you're not doing professional sports anymore. And Steph McCaffrey says this all the time. She's like, yeah, I hurt my arm. So I just feel like I'm just saying like I hurt my leg and I don't know what's wrong with it. Like I think I can make like a
official diagnosis.
Yeah, like I can make like an educated guess as to like what maybe happened to my hamstring and like which hamstring it is, but like I'm not going to do anything about it at this point. I'm just going to like wait till it feels a bit better and like I hurt my
That's
leg.
All you can do. Your low is mystery leg injury.
Yes, mystery leg injury that I'm still dealing with. And then my high was that like our day, remember that day together when we did Pilates and
Oh,
Racketeer, and then we went and got pizza and some like
yeah.
natural wine.
That was the
Honestly, like
best.
having the
That was the
morning
best day of
with
my life.
you, I know, having the morning with you and like going, like I was like so happy that you came to Pilates with me because it was just like mornings are the best to do stuff like that. And then we went straight to Racketeer and like we just had so much fun at Racketeer, and then we went for pizza and wine. Like, is there anything better than that?
I can't really think of it, if there is. Let's head over to the Mewis mailbox. I came up with that
Oh
one.
my God, I love that.
The Mewis mailbox. We've got an email here from Hope. Hope writes, "Hi, Sam and Kristie. I love the podcast and all the stories. So many times I can see my sister relating to Kristie and myself to Sam. Then randomly in another story, it will be the opposite. Hope, this is literally the best feedback I've ever got. I wanted to ask what Kristie and Jagger are doing during the Asian Cup. Will they be in Australia and going to the games? And if so, will they be staying with Sam Kerr and the team or separately? How different is that month going to be with Sam and camp? My sister and I will be at all the Tilly's games cheering them on. Kind regards, Hope."
Aw, Hope, that is such a great email and question. I'm happy to inform you that I am going to the entire tournament. So I feel like, and I said this to my sister like the other day on FaceTime, that like it actually feels so good to be able to go with Sam to a major tournament and like just be her support system. Like I am so excited. So both me and Jagger are going. We're going for the entire time. So I think she has like a pre-camp in Perth first, which is amazing because I can stay with her family and spend some extra time like in Perth and just with everybody. And then I'm doing a little bit of traveling with her and the team just because it'll be more convenient with Jagger, and like they take these like special flights or whatever. So I'm gonna travel with her a little bit, but then I'll travel with the family as well on different occasions, I think. And yeah, I think that Sam is obviously going to like be in tournament mode and like obviously have like trainings and meetings and just like camp stuff. Like she'll be busy a lot of the time. So I'll see her when I can and when she has time off. But yeah, me and Jagger are going and we're gonna just wear her uniform. Oh my God, I get to wear a uniform. We have to get a little uniform for Jagger though. I don't think that we have one for him just yet. But we're very,
Yeah.
very excited. So we might see you there.
How fun. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm excited for you guys. I'm like so jealous that you get to go back to Perth, which I love so much. And it'll be so cool to like get to cheer for Australia in the Asian Cup, which is obviously a huge deal for them. Do you think that Sam is like thinking about that yet? Like, is that already on her radar, or is she just like focused like day to day on what she's doing with Chelsea?
No, I think she's really looking forward to the Asian Cup.
Yeah.
I think it's just like it like means a lot to her, and I think she wants to win. And I mean, it's like a major tournament for Matildas, so I think that she's just like so excited about it. And I mean, as much as you don't want the weather to like be that big of a deal in your life, like it's summer there, so it's like she's going to be playing, and the weather's going to be nice. And I think it's just like she like rarely gets to be in Australia and be at home. So it's just that like warm and fuzzy feeling about being at home and playing. So
Yeah.
I think she's really looking forward to it.
Well, great. I am so excited for her and I can't wait to watch. I hope you have so much fun going to the games. And thank you so much for this email. It was so fun to hear from you. If anybody else has any questions for Kristie and I, you can send us an email at womensgamemib@menandblazers.com. We're checking the old Mewis mailbox all the time. We might shout some of you out on the next episode, so send us an email. Kristie, just to close us out today, last episode you kind of like teased like a nice big surprise announcement, but I haven't really heard anything. So like, do you have any updates?
Yeah, no, I don't have any updates for you guys just yet. I guess maybe I made a mistake and thought that something was going to be out by now, but let's give it a little bit more time.
We'll give it a little bit more time.
Not much longer. Not much longer.
Not much longer. Okay, well, we're all very excited to hear about this mystery announcement. So, Kristie, I think we might not hear from you on this show for a few weeks because you're obviously going to Australia for the Asian Cup. But when you get back, I think we'll do a big Asian Cup review, and we want to hear all about your experience cheering on Sam being in Australia. So we'll look forward to that in a few weeks when you get back. Next week, everybody, the women's game is back with Good Vibes on Tuesday, Friendlies on Thursday. Don't forget to check out my Friendlies interview with Lucy Bronze that just dropped yesterday. And if you're not already following along with us on social media, just get on that. You can follow us at Women's Game MIB on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, etc. All right, well, we will see everybody a few weeks from now. I mean, I'll be here. Kristie may be taking a short hiatus to go to Australia. But until I see you all again, I will be brushing my dog's teeth.
I will be continuing to use my hair grease as gel.
Okay, everybody, thank you. Love you. Bye.
Love you.